Hello YouTube, it is Nessa from Nessa Aesthetics and welcome back to my channel. If you hadn't noticed, I look a little different today. I am Winter from the Lunar Chronicles. It is a book series by an author named Marissa Meyer, one of my all-time favorite authors, all-time favorite series. I love her work and I love her characters, and this is one of them. And basically the gist of the books is she took the Grimm fairy tales and the Disney fairy tales and just smushed them together and added some like sci-fi weirdness, and it's literally amazing. I love them so much. But one of the characters is Winter, or Snow White, and she was the fairest of them all on the moon, and Queen Lavanna, the evil person, decided to have her claw her own face so that she wouldn't be as beautiful as the queen. It's real messed up, but it inspired today's look, which is natural with some striking red lips and some not so beautiful looking scars slash scrapes. Throughout the books it's usually the scars left, but I thought it would be more gruesome to have the open sores right here. Disclaimer, in the books she is very dark skinned and has beautiful long curly black hair. However, I only have this one wig that would work for this, and I don't have dark skin by any means. So this is my interpretation, so don't get mad at me. But yeah, if you want to see how I did this and hear how to use latex and not die, then keep on watching. So for the first half of this video, you're going to see me talking and then hear me talking, and it's not going to match up because I decided to make this a voiceover halfway through because the cuts were making it very hard to pronounce words correctly, and I decided it was just easier to make this a voiceover. So that's why you're hearing this. Basically, I started with a lip liner and was sketching out where I wanted my cuts because I didn't have any reference photos because it was a book. So I'm just making it up as I see fit. That was a lot of words. You're going to need some cotton balls and some latex, and then you're going to need something to put your latex in, just like a little bowl or a cup like this. And wear something you don't care about. You're going to get this all over yourself if you're anything like me. And a palette knife preferably, but this one is not sharp and it's all I got, so I'm going to use this. Don't use a sharp knife. Just don't. Don't smell your latex either because it's really strong. Pour a little bit out. You're going to need less than you think you do. And start ripping up some cotton balls. Rip them to, I guess, more than you think you're going to need, and then measure it up to your face, but you're always going to be able to add and take away because it's really easy to work with. I'm using a makeup sponge wedge thing to put the latex in a thin layer on my face. Don't use one of your favorite sponges because you're going to have to throw it away when the latex dries. Basically, you're laying down the cotton in the shape that you want and playing with it until you get it looking how you want. And then you're going to take your latex and you're going to cover it. Don't make it dripping, but saturate it enough to where the cotton is completely wet so you can maneuver it around your face. Now I'm using my not sharp knife and flattening down the edges on one side so it blends into my skin as best you can get it. It's kind of hard to get it to blend, but I mean, do what you can. And then on the other side, I'm pulling the skin up a little bit, not the skin, the latex, just so it looks more jagged, and do the exact same thing on the other side, connecting them at the top and the bottom so it looks like a giant gash in your face. And be careful around your eyes, because do not get this stuff in your eyes. I haven't, I don't want to. Again, just flattening out the edges. Don't worry if it overlaps with some of the other cuts. It's going to if you're using a small section like I am, but in the end, it's all going to look beautiful and gory. And again, just raise up the edges on the inside to make them look jagged because you don't want it to look neat. You just had somebody, well, yourself, claw you in the face, so it ain't gonna look pretty. Should look something like this when you're done. And then when it is dry, it's going to look something like this and be kind of yellow. It shouldn't be tacky. If you can touch the cotton and latex without it moving around, it's dry. Now take a full coverage foundation. I'm using a super light one since we are winter. And do not put it on the cuts yet. Everywhere else. And then you're going to powder the cut first. And I know you're not supposed to powder things before you put liquid products, but when the latex is involved, you should. It just makes it look better and stick better. I don't know why. I didn't make up the rules. That's just what you're supposed to do. And then put it on. I just put it on with my finger because I was being lazy. And then I blend it out with my sponge eventually. There you go. I'm sorry if you can hear some strange bird in the background of this. They just won't shut up. Now add some concealer. And some powder. Powder everything. Make sure you powder this really well because you're going to be putting a lot of products on top. I'm going to do my eyebrows now with my Jaclyn Hill palette, just the black one to match our wig later. I'm doing them off camera because it's just faster. Now I'm going to take this red lipstick. It's dark red and it has a little bit of a brown undertone. It's going to match the blood really well when we are finished. And just make sure the skin doesn't show through in our cuts. I'm just taking a detail brush and filling them in with this. Don't need a lot. It's just the base color. A stupid bird is still there, and it's raining really hard. I'm sorry if you can hear all this background noise. I don't know what the weather's doing. Now I'm going to take this Real Technique sponge that I just ripped random pieces out of the top so it was all jagged, and I'm going to take the red eyeshadow out of the Jaclyn Hill palette and start using that to add irritation and bruising around the cuts. The Jaclyn Hill palette ended up being perfect for this because it has all the red toned colors that you could use for bruising and everything. I'm also taking this Stargazer eyeshadow and using that as light irritation around the wounds. Just make sure it's sporadic. I'm taking 2 red toned browns here and doing the same thing. As long as it's not uniform, you'll probably be good. Just make it look like you got scraped in the face. It's not gonna look happy. Now I'm taking some translucent powder and powdering over all that we just did. This just makes it look like it's more in the skin than sitting on top of it. You feel me? Now I'm taking a warm brown and I'm using it as eyeshadow. I'm not doing anything crazy for eyeshadow. I don't want to draw any attention away from our cuts. I just wanted to add some definition so the rest of our face doesn't look like a potato. I'm using that same shade to contour on only one side of our face because you don't really need to contour on the other. Now I'm taking some eyeliner and I'm doing a thin little wing just to hide the lash band for our lashes later, and because I am an eyeliner addict and can't go a day in my life without wearing it. I know I have a problem, but I am not going to fix it today. They're not really even, but I mean, who cares? I'm putting on these mystery lashes by Ardelle. I don't know what they're called. I will try my best to put them in the description, but you know, I lost the box. Now I'm taking another eyeshadow out of the Jaclyn Hill palette. I think this one's called Beam, and I'm just highlighting everywhere except for the brow bone that's covered in the scrapes. Just as some highlight because we are a lunar and we want to glow like the moon. Now I'm taking this NYX lipstick. I think this one is called Cherry Skies. I really don't like the formula of these, but it's the only red lipstick I had that went with the thought I had in my head, so I mean, work with what you got. Now I'm putting on a wig cap and hiding all my dirty hair. And putting on my wig and pulling some of the tangles out because this thing is just falling apart. I've had this thing for like a year and I paid $5 for it. It's about time to throw it away, but I mean, it goes with so many looks. Now it's time for blood, the best part. I'm I'm taking this little detail brush and using it to be pretty strategic with where I'm placing the blood. Just filling in the inside of the cuts and dragging it out a little bit first, and then we're gonna get into some drippy bits and get in our hair. Now I'm gonna just drip some because I felt like there wasn't enough blood, and if you had these gouges in your face, it's gonna be dripping everywhere. Also, I just really like playing with this blood. And then I decided it looked too clean, so I took the detail brush and kind of just roughed up the edges with some blood, and it looked a whole lot better after that. And let's just face it, playing with this blood is so much fun. And that's about it. Once you finish up with the blood, you are done with your look. And you are a lunar princess. Here's a slow-mo because I've never done one of these before, and I just thought I'd try it out. Now we look like we were brutally abused. So I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.